by Tammy Rayner Reeves and Jason Reeves at 307 College Road. PID 200-62352 in the village of Bible Hill. I call this public hearing to order, respecting the application to enter into a development agreement to allow a multiple unit dwelling development at 7 College Road in Bible Hill. There is a recommendation by staff to adopt this development agreement. The proposed development agreement and a related staff report have been circulated to council members and have been made available to the public. Mr. Clerk, have the guidelines of the Municipal Government Act regarding advertising of the first and second readings and the public hearing been followed?
Yes, Mayor, I believe they have.
Thank you. Councilors, you are reminded that only those councilors present throughout the public hearing can vote on approval of the development agreement when it is eventually considered by council. That this public hearing is council's opportunity to hear the development agreement and any concerns of Colchester County residents. Individual councilors will have an opportunity to debate the merits of the development agreement when the motion is presented to council. And that staff are present at this hearing to answer any technical questions that may arise because of the public's input. And I'm now going to ask Jill McGillicuddy, our senior planner, to introduce the proposed development agreement. Jill, please.
Good evening, everyone. I'm just going to bring up the presentation here.
Do you have your microphone on, Jill?
My apologies. So again, the application that is before you this evening for consideration is for development agreement, which is located at 307 College Road, and the PID number being 200-62352. So just to provide you with a brief overview of the application, the property is currently owned by Tammy Rayner Reeves and Jason Reeves. The location is 307 College Road, PID number 200-62352. The applicants are Jason Reeves and Tammy Rayner Reeves. And the reason for the application is a proposed development agreement to permit a multiple unit dwelling development on the property. So just to provide you with a little bit further context for the application, the property is located along the north side of College Road in Bible Hill. There was a residential dwelling previously located on the lot. It's since been demolished and currently the lot is vacant. The surrounding land uses include a mix of lower density along Bigney Avenue and also along also located along the northern side here. And there's a couple of multiple unit dwellings on the adjacent properties facing College Road, as well as there's the Dell AC institutional farmland across the street. The slide here is just showing the building elevations of both the front and rear. The proposed dwellings are 1 story on a slab that would be approximately 18 feet in height, and that is from ground to peak. They have built-in garages. And each unit has 2 bedrooms, a kitchen, a dining room, and as mentioned, each one has a built-in garage. So the site plan shows the location of the shared access coming in off of College Road, and each unit will have its own driveway as illustrated along here. So each one will have its own driveway off of the shared access. Parking will be provided by both. There will be 1 space in each of the driveways, as well as 1 located within the attached garage. There's fencing is being shown here, and it will provide some buffering from the neighborhood uses, and the fence will run along the eastern side of the property and down along the northern side of the property. The waste handling unit is located here, and it will also be enclosed to provide screening from both the buildings, the proposed buildings, as well as any adjacent property owners. A shed is proposed also along the northeastern corner here, and the proposed use of that would be for maintenance and equipment storage. The property is zoned R3, which is residential medium density, which does not permit the proposed use as of right. The property is designated residential or medium high density residential. So by way of this designation, there is policy support to allow consideration of the development agreement to permit the proposed use. The development agreement may include all items that are considered under zoning regulations. And just to draw your attention to some of the policies that were considered, policy 449 is the policy that would allow council to consider a development agreement for dwellings that have more than 8 dwellings on a lot in the residential medium density zone. Policies 6 through 627 were also considered, and they outlined the criteria for consideration as part of the development agreement process. Staff have reviewed the proposal and have determined that the policy criteria have been met. The proposal was forwarded to both internal and external agencies for comment. So the comments that we received back, so from the municipal development officer, a landscaping plan and location certificates will be required. This requirement has been followed through in the development agreement. The municipal building inspector completed a preliminary review, and a further review of final drawings will be completed at the permit application stage. Having said that, they didn't note anything off of this preliminary review that would, would stop the development. Municipal Public Works, have indicated that the property is located within the municipal sewer service area and that capacity is available. Servicing requirements are outlined in the development agreement. The proposed stormwater management plan with applicable mitigations was reviewed and accepted. The development agreement requires written confirmation that the stormwater features and grading have been installed as designed. Borough Public Works have reviewed it, and municipal water services are available. Nova Scotia Public Works has accepted the proposed access and stormwater management plan as well. So based on this, the conclusion being brought forward is that the proposal of group dwellings of 4 multiple unit buildings with 4 units per building for a total of 16 units is a good use of the property. Therefore, the staff recommendation that's being brought forward to council this evening is that council approve the request to enter into a development agreement to allow multiple unit dwelling development at 307 College Road, Bible Hill, with the PID of 2006-2352. So staff again are available to answer any questions, and I'd also like to note that the proponent is here as well tonight, Jason Reeves, as well as his engineer is also available for any specific questions council may have.
Thank you very much, Jill. Councillors, do you have any questions of our planner? Councillor Cooper.
Go through you to Jill, please.
Yes.
Jill, you said there was screening on the east and north. There's no screening on the western side of the property. Doesn't need it, or what is this?
There is no screening provided, given the grade and the location of the proposed building. It was felt that it wasn't really required along that property line, just given the setback distance.
Okay.
And also there is some existing foliage there as well.
I noticed that is, yeah. Okay, so, okay, thank you.
Any further questions? Then will the chair of the, I'm sorry, Councillor Patton, please.
Thank you, Chair. I'm just wondering about additional parking spaces. I know when people go into housing like this, often they have people over, and I'm just wondering, is there any plan for additional parking or extra vehicles that come?
So there's 2 parking spaces per unit, which is actually above what is required in the land use bylaw. So there'd be 1 parking space available via the garage, and also 1 in the in their driveway.
But no other parking spaces.
It's not sure, perhaps Jason can speak, I think it would be. There's nothing showing that is dedicated, additional parking. I'm not sure, like, the access, I don't believe could accommodate additional parking, so it would be. I would suggest it would be just the 2 spaces.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any further questions? And thank you, Jill. Will the Chair of the Planning Advisory Committee please present the report from the July 22, 2025 meeting? Chair of Planning, please. Councillor Johnson.
Thank you, Mayor. The Central Colchester Planning Advisory Committee of the Municipality of Colchester held a meeting on July 22nd, 2025, discussed the following. Committee reviewed an application by Tammy Rayner Reeves and Jason Reeves to enter into a development agreement at 307 College Road to permit a multiple unit development of 4 dwellings with 4 units, dwellings for a total of 16 units. Jill McGillicuddy provided an overview of the proposal, including in 2025, the Colchester Municipal Planning Strategy and Land Use Bylaw were adapted. Property is zoned R3, which is residential medium density, and is vacant. The owners have requested to enter into a development agreement to permit the development of multiple dwellings. McGillicuddy provided a review of several relevant planning policies as well as comments from internal staff and external agencies. Comments and questions were received from community members and answers were provided by staff and the applicant. There were questions from PAC members and answers that were provided by staff and the applicant. The committee recommends that council give first reading to the proposed development agreement and authorize a second reading in a public hearing. Respectfully submitted, and Chair of PAC.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk, have any written submissions been received?
No, Mayor Blair, no submissions have been received.
Thank you. Are there any members of the public present who wish to address council concerning the proposed development agreement? I see no one coming forward, and I believe we have 3 people there. All right, then we shall, if there is no one who wishes to address council, we shall move on. Are there any other issues, councillors, that you would wish to ask of staff before we move on? Then is the Chair of the Planning Advisory Committee prepared to place a motion on the floor?
I am there. So I move that development agreement application 307 College Road, PID number 200-62352. I move that council approve the request to enter into a development agreement to allow a multiple unit dwelling development at 307 College Road, Bible Hill, PID number 200-62352.
Thank you, Councillor Johnson, seconded by Deputy Mayor Sanderson. Any discussion on the motion? Councillor Johnson? The question has, Councillor Johnson, did you have?
No.
The question has been called. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Contrary-minded, nay. The motion carries unanimously. And the approval of the development agreement by council is appealable to the Nova Scotia Regulatory and Appeals Board. Any appeal of council's decision must be made within 14 days of the advertising of this decision. Now I will call for a motion that the meeting be adjourned. Moved by Councillor Weatherby, seconded by Councillor Kennedy. This special council meeting is now adjourned. Thank you all, and we will begin our presentations at 6 o'clock. Thank you, Jill.
Thank you.
Pam, thank you. Want to trade seats, Councillor?
There's no president.
Oh,
So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do a demo on.
oh,
So we can.
Good on you,
Stay right
guys.
where they are.
okay. Folks, we can stay right where we are. We're going to have a demonstration on our new voting system. So there are no
You,
formal
Dennis.
presentations.
So say like something happened.
You're
What
off.
happened?
Off the hook, Lori.